Hi everyone. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I'm Tarasha. Welcome to my channel. So, before you see this video, you probably will see my first reaction to Michael, which is the Michael Jackson biopic, excuse me. Now, I am going to see it for a second time. And sometimes I feel like if you see same movie a couple of times, you see stuff you didn't see the first time. So, in this reaction of mine, I'm going to keep a wide open eye like I did the first one. And I also want to say, with the performances with Michael were brilliant. And I also know, which when we sit down and talk about this movie, there some stuff missing in between? Yes. Do I love Michael Jackson and his music, and knowing the fact I did tell you guys, I think I told you guys in the beginning of the last video that I was raised and born into this world of Michael Jackson music. My mother is a big Michael Jackson fan. So the moment I came into this world, she put it on me like it ain't nobody's business. I know all of his songs, and like Wiz is one of my favorite movies, and that is one thing that they did not really talk about is Wiz. So we'll talk about that all into the sit down video, but in this video I will give you my second reaction of seeing the movie for a second time. So I hope everyone is sitting down, having fun, and just having a positive day. But we're going right into this movie and we're going to just have fun like I did the first time. So this is the sit down part of this is my second time watching Michael, which is the Michael Jackson biopic. Now, I think I have the same just conclusion of seeing it the first time to the second time. But I feel like when you see a movie twice, you see stuff that you didn't see. And I feel like I've seen the same stuff, but let's talk about the movie itself and just talk about Michael too. Okay. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and I just want to just talk about Michael and how I feel about Michael Jackson, but also this movie in the same thing. Okay. So this movie does start in 1966, Gary in Indiana, right? We see him in Jackson 5. We see how their relationship is with Joe Jackson, which is played by Coleman Domingo. I think that this performance from Coleman Domingo is a phenomenal job. He's getting to the point that he played this character to the point that you know how there's characters that they play a character so bad and you just hate it, just hate that character so much. He's on that. I think he's on that list. And we also have good performances by Neil Long, who played Katherine Jackson, which is the mom. I loved the relationship between the mom and the son. They loved eating ice cream, watching movies, having popcorn. And as they were doing that, they were bonding with each other. They were having a good relationship with each other, which I love. I love the fact that Michael was into old like movies and stuff like that. I love that the fact that he expressed himself. There was a moment in the movie that him and his mom were having ice cream and having like sundaes and stuff. And she said, "You have a light. Don't let nobody um, get rid of that light. Let your light shine." And we had the privilege, us as fans had the privilege when Michael was here on this earth. We had the privilege to seeing that light. Okay? And Michael Jackson's music is very universal. It speaks different languages. It really does. Okay? It goes to generation to generation to generation. My mom is a big Michael Jackson fan. She is from the generation, she was raised in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. So she remember when the music came out and stuff. She loved Michael Jackson, right? And when I became born, she instantly and went to me. Okay, I came into this world knowing Michael Jackson's music. I think she played it while I was in her stomach. I really do think so. But but the thing about Michael Jackson's music, to me, it goes to my went to my generation and it continues to go on. Okay? In fact, because of this movie, 5 of his songs went to a global Spotify on the charts, which is phenomenal. And I believe Beat It was on there, Billie Jean, Don't Stop Until I Get Enough. A lot of his songs that we know and truly love. The thing about the movie was there stuff missing? Let's talk about that for a little bit. There is stuff missing, which we did find out Kat Graham was going to play. What actually she did play. Her scenes were cut. She was going to play. She did play Diana Ross. Now, I would believe so. This would have shown like Studio 54 or The Wiz and stuff like that because those were big things in his life. The Wiz was a big chunk of his life, I feel. In the movie, it does show different things in different time of different years, right? It also shown a lot of people, I think a lot of people are also talking about the fact that there was a point in a moment in time that MTV, because MTV is known for show. At that moment, they were showing a lot of music videos and stuff, and this was like I believe like the early '80s. At that time, um, they weren't showing black artists, okay, and that's it's hard to say that, but it's the truth. And Michael Jackson changed that, okay, with help, right? And Michael Jackson's music videos, when it comes to Thriller, when it comes to Do You Remember the Time, when it comes to Beat It and Bad and stuff, I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, his movies are short films. They speak to people. They really do. Um, I love the fact that Michael Jackson was very involved in his career in front of the camera and beyond beyond the camera, behind the camera, excuse me. He was very involved in his own music. Quincy Jones helped and did some fantastic songs with Michael Jackson, some timeless songs. And I love everything about what we see, what we did see bits and pieces of this film. Of the stuff, yes, they left out some stuff, but also I want to say that if you have seen the movie, this is a spoiler review. It goes to 1966 and it ends in 1988, which he was on the Bad tour. Okay, and at the end of this movie, it said his story will continue. So I'm assuming that we're going to see a second part of this biopic. The fact that stuff that continues on. And I think overall, this movie was fantastic. I've been seeing everybody else's opinions about this movie. I think that, yes, they cut out a lot of stuff. They really did. But what the movie is and what people love about Michael Jackson, I think people will love this movie, right? Was their sisters missing? Yes. Janet Jackson didn't want to have to be involved in this, um, which is her personal, right to do, right? So I, you have to respect that. You really do. And overall, Jafar Jackson, let's talk about him. Jafar Jackson studied his uncle to a T. His movements, his mannerisms, everything. Okay? He like one thing I did point out that I didn't see the first time I seen it, when he's sitting down and trying to find a new manager, right? And one thing I do know that Michael Jackson, I think he loved orange juice, and there was orange juice sitting on the table, on the table. So there was little hints of, little drops of stuff. There is a Prince reference in this movie, okay? Because as my mom was telling me, she said that, they rivaled each other and stuff. But Jafar should get a standing ovation of playing his uncle. He did a fantastic job, down to everything. The fashion, amazing. Okay. You could look at Michael Jackson's catalog of just fashion and you could get 100 outfits. You really can. His eras of his fashion is fantastic. I'm not a big fashion person. I try my best. I really do. But I feel like Michael Jackson's fashion, I'll put a whole bunch of pictures up here. It's very speaking of the times, and he was out there with his fashion, and I loved it. I look at Michael Jackson's um fashion a lot because you could pull from like daily inspo from his fashion. I love the like um the band member kind of jacket, um when he like the whole red outfit, he just the white shirt and a tie. I mean, just phenomenal fashion, right? And also, you're talking about 70s, 80s, even when he was in Jackson 5, the fashion was hitting. It really was. But I think both times when I watched this movie, I just I was being entertained, but also I had emotions. I cried a little bit. I laughed. I just thinking about different things. My head was all over the place when I was watching this movie. But at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, everybody in the movie theater, twice I've seen, people were singing along. People were just of awe, of Michael Jack. We had the privilege of seeing Michael Jackson's light, okay? And thank goodness we seen it, we seen his light. I think a lot of fans at this point that love Michael Jackson are they're going to continue to listen to his music, have fun with his music. I've said this before, but um, I have several playlists, but every single playlist, I have one Michael Jackson playlist, but because I like Michael Jackson so much, you'll see like two or three songs on different other playlists. And I just can't stray away from Michael Jackson. Okay. That goes for Michael and for Janet. I love both of their music because the first time and the only time that they only collaborated was Scream, which is also a fantastic song. And also that music video hits every time. It really does. To my understanding, someone told me that it's like the most expensive music video. Someone told me that, but I love Michael Jackson's music videos. I've said this before. They're art. They're a work, of pieces of art that we have access to, right? And I'm learning a lot about. I knew a lot about Michael Jackson, but I'm learning more about Michael Jackson, and I love the fact that I am learning more. And I seen this movie, love the movie. I think everybody should go and see this movie. It is at the moment, it is made 217 points. I'll put it right here at point 4, point 2 something million. It is the biggest opening biopic. And I feel like it's up there for biopics. I really do think so. But I hope you guys go and see the movie. I know this is a spoiler review, but I hope you guys have the opportunity to see it because I had a ball just singing the music. I know all Michael Jackson's music, so I just enjoyed it and had fun. And the people I was with, we had fun just singing his music out loud because everybody in the music video was just of awe and just having fun with the music and stuff. But the another thing I want to say about Jafar Jackson, the dance moves on point, on beat, everything. Loved it. I hope everyone is having a really good day. And around here, we talk about the things that we love. And hope everyone is having a good Monday. Bye.